Hello, fellow book-loving friends. Thank you for joining me for Spill the Tea with Dee. Book chat. Today we're spilling on Faithless in Death by JD Robb. And I need to introduce to you my two helpers. Over here we have my daughter Casey, and I'm very happy she can be with us. She's running the laptop and putting in the questions, so she's looking down. That's what she's doing. For you guys to know what's going on. And over here I have my son's girlfriend Dewana. And we were going to go by DJ. I just, anyways, too late. That's what happens when it's live. And I just made us really small, so I have no idea where we're at. There we go. So today we're spilling on JD Robb. Say hello in the chat so I can enter you in the drawing. I have a signed copy to give away to one lucky friend here today, Miss Vanna, signed by JD Robb. Go ahead and open it up.
Signed. Great.
There we go. I got it from Nora Roberts. Okay, Nora Roberts is JD Robb. They're the same person. I bought it from her bookstore, Turn the Page bookstore in Boonesboro, Maryland. I think I'm almost positive that's where it's at. And if you are up in that area, I do know that JD Nora Roberts does book signings up there. And if you go onto their website, you can find out when her next book signing is. But we have a signed copy of that book to give away, plus a signed copy of my book, Visions of Emerald. Now, I'm a big, big fan of Nora Roberts. My daughter Casey and I, we've stood in long lines to get books signed by her. She's always been, you laugh, she's always been gracious no matter how long the line was. And
Very long.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, I was a little bit of a fangirl. And I know poor Casey, I'm like, Casey, it's Nora. Casey is Nora. She's like, Mom, it's okay. It's okay. Settle down, settle down. It's just, she's just a person. And I'm like, but it's Nora, because I'm such a fangirl of her. But when I grow into a big girl author, I want to be just like her. But let's talk about Faithless in Death. Faithless in Death is J. Robb or Nora Roberts. I'm going to put her name, switch it, interchange it throughout this whole thing. Is her 52nd book in the In Death series under her pen name JD Robb. I'm telling you, that woman can write. She's had years where she's written 10 books in a year. 10. If you take 10 times 90,000, that's 900,000 words in a year. Never taken a day off in that year. That's almost 2,500 words per day. Okay, as an author, this is a big thing for me. That means she worked every day and didn't take a day off and did 2,500 words a day. In 1998, she wrote 13 books. I gotta tell you, I bow at her feet. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I wish I could write like that many books. I have 3 to my name, and I'm embarrassed. I'm not even going to tell you how long it took me to write those 3. But I have attended workshops by Nora. I've heard her say that she gets up every morning, puts her butt in the chair, and writes. It's no secret. It's just words on the page. And I don't think Nora allows anything to distract her. Absolutely nothing. I have to check and see. Sorry, guys. I need to make sure that we are live. We are, aren't we? Okay. I can't see who is here, Casey. So tell me who's here when they come on. Nora doesn't allow anything to distract her from her writing time. I did go to a couple seminars where Nora taught. That woman cusses like a sailor, tells it how it is, and she's my absolute hero. When I was very active in Washington Romance Writers Group, she invited everyone to her suite at the Romance Writers of America annual seminar. So I've met Nora, shook her hand, wondered how she stood for so many hours on such skinny little heels, and her heels were smashingly cute, by the way. Absolutely cute. And I got all tongue-tied. I didn't ask her any of the questions that were burning in my head. But I've gone Nora too long. But I love, love, love how she linked her books in the In Death series by the In Death phrase. And I'm searching for a way to do that with my JD Wolf series. So currently my rough draft name is JD and the Broken Promise. If you guys have any ideas on how to link my series with a clever phrase, please put it in the chat. I'm open to any and all ideas. I thought about Haunted by in the name of the book, like Haunted by Amethyst, that's JD Wolf and my character JD Wolf in that book, or Haunted by a Promise, or I could do the alphabet thing, start the book A, first book with A, the second with B, but that's been done. Any ideas you have, throw in the chat or post in the Book Loving Friends Facebook group anytime. I just need to figure out how to check in. There, I can see it now. Hey, Mary, good to see you. And Terry and Sue Preston. Hey, girlie, good to see you. And Lacey's here under her husband's name. I happen to know Lacey is here, so it's good to see you guys. Katrina, could you figure out how on this that I can see? Because I know somehow I can see them posting, so I can see comments and things. I'm sorry. Quick recap. The main character, Eve Dallas, is an NYPD Homicide Division lieutenant. The book takes place in New York in 2061. No, well, I was going to say that there weren't any flying cars, but I have read others of Nora's books in this Faithless in Death, and now I'm not positive if there's flying cars or not. I'm not sure, but for a while there I was feeling kind of gypped that there still aren't flying cars. In this book, they investigate the death of Ariel Bird, who's a sculptor, who had her head bashed in, it looks like, by her lover. And the death is reported by Gwen Huffman, who is a rich, beautiful woman and is engaged to a man, but is Ariel's lover. So with Gwen's fake tears and carefully made up face, Dallas immediately suspects Gwen as the murderer who killed Bird in a jealous rage. And then Gwen, so the whole beginning of the book, I'm sitting there thinking, all right, she's told us who killed her, and it's Gwen. I mean, I thought she was saying it was Gwen. And then, so I'm like, okay, well, I know that there's like 60,000 words left in this book, so it can't be Gwen. We can't. You've got her in the interrogation room. It can't be Gwen. We can't just sit there and interrogate her for 60,000 words. So I was like, what's going on? But then Gwen links to Natural Order, which is a fanatic religious group. That on the scale of fanatic religious groups, if we scaled that, I don't know if there is a scale or not, it's off the charts. And with the help of her team, with the help of Dallas's team and her husband Wark, Eve brings down not only the cult-like secret society Natural Order, but that has tentacles in every branch of the government, but she also finds the true murderer. Okay, which is
What's her name, Mary?
No, I don't know if we're supposed to say.
Okay.
But it's Miriam. It's Miriam. We just spilled it. Okay. So it's the daughter. Spoiler alert. It's the daughter of the cult guy, which I really wish it was the cult guy because he was super creepy and I wanted him to go down, which he does too. But, I just felt like he should too because I kind of felt bad for the daughter. And I know that because she was abused. She's abused by this guy. Her mind is twisted. She's had all these terrible things done to her. And then she ends up being the bad guy. And I know I shouldn't feel bad for her. But at the same time, I thought, man, she was abused. So that made me kind of sad. I just wish it could have just been the father because I disliked him so much. But then I was also thinking, Nora must have written this right during COVID. And I don't know about you guys, but during COVID, I don't know how she did it. I mean, the book is dark, it's mean in places, it's gritty, and it covers everything from child abuse to murder, spouse abuse, abductions. Human trafficking.
Holding people hostage.
Shock therapy.
Slavery, racism, torture.
Your turn.
Forced abortions, bigotry, religious zealous, white supremacy, so much.
Everything was in that darn book. I was like, holy crap. It was like pulling up the slimy underbelly of the humankind and exposing it as its worst. I mean, Nora shoved it all in there. And during COVID, if she was writing this during COVID, I'm sitting there thinking, I was thinking about happy things during COVID.
Trying to.
Yeah. I'm trying to watch, old reruns, of happy things. What did you guys watch during COVID?
Well, we were actually literally in COVID, so at the hospital. So, but I do think we did have some kind of cathartic happy shows. It was all happy shows.
Yeah. DJ and my son both work in an emergency room. So during COVID, how were you? You were like head to toe.
Well, there was at one point where we had the full on space suits that you see on TV, and then it definitely evolved from there. But
Yeah. And then Casey is a third grade teacher, and during COVID, she was learning how to teach now online.
Yeah, virtual teaching.
Virtual teaching. So, and now next Tuesday she goes to half of her class. Okay, I'm gonna digress here, people. Half of her class. Casey has 17.
12 will be in the classroom and 17 will be on the screen all at one time.
I'm sorry. I do not know how they're expecting a teacher to teach that many children on the screen and in person at the same time. But that happens for Casey next Tuesday.
We're going to make it happen.
It's going to happen. And I have to
Definitely
tell you,
happen.
those children should be so thankful because she is an absolutely fantastic teacher. So, but I tried during COVID to watch happy things. I did watch, I like deep dived into British shows because even though those were like Midsummer Murders, even though I watched every season of that, and even though it was a rerun for all British, all Brits, for me it was all new, and all the murder happened off stage. But I always like to puzzle out the murder, and I like to be the first one. If I can be the first one to figure it out, and it's even the cherry on top, if I can figure it out, and my husband's like, no way, and I'm like, yeah, way, and he's like, no way, and I'm like, yeah, and then I'm like, told you, that's the best. That's the best. So, who was your favorite character? Oh, what did Lacey say?
She thought so too as well.
Oh, good. Who was your favorite character?
Well, this is my first. I think I maybe read a Nora Roberts book a long time ago, so this was my first in a while. So I'm completely new to all of these characters. So I really liked Eve. She was super dedicated. She was super diligent. I really just liked her drive, and she was really passionate, and she had emotional investment in her cases, but was also detached enough to do a really good job. So I liked Eve.
She was kick-ass. Eve's kick-ass.
Exactly.
Casey, do you like Eve too? I mean, I thought you would really like Eve because she's kick butt like you, black belt and really, tough.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I think that would be Casey's. Peabody. Okay, I love Eve, but Peabody this time, I just thought Peabody was really funny this time. She was my favorite. That girl loves to play in dirt just like me, and I like it when she was so excited about living in the house that they were remodeling. Okay, that kind of fits with us because we all live together. Casey and her family live in one half of the lower level of the house, and Dwana and Cody live in the other half of the lower level of the house. And then myself, my husband, and my mother-in-law live in the upper level of the house. So we're all we understand, making another part of the house. Right now, Casey's husband's downstairs putting in a stove and a dishwasher for Cody and Dwana. so I guess that's kind of why I liked Peabody in this one. But usually it's Eve for me. And then Rourke is Eve Dallas's husband. And I really wish I could see the comments. I can't see.
They're right there, Mom.
Oh, sorry. I just had an old lady moment. Okay, so Rourke. In my head, Rourke is this super sexy guy, and some reason he sounds so much sexier in my head than when I read the books, but I really don't think any narrator can match the Irish that I'm hearing in my head in that male voice.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, the audio narrator that I had, it was just, I don't know if we had the same one, but the accent, it was just so, obviously fake, and I was like, ooh, this is... Yeah, it was kind of cringy.
I really needed that deep Rourke voice, but, it's okay. It's hard. It's so hard. But what part made your heart race?
It was, let's see, there were a lot of moments, especially towards the end where they were kind of trying to catch up with the cult. We probably have a similar moment in mind. Mine was around the 911 call with the baby when she was coming to rescue them, but I thought that it was a plot. like a subplot where they were trying to get Eve. I did. So that was my thought the whole time. And so I was thinking that they were going to get like caught and brought into the whole thing. So that was the part that really got me.
Oh, that was my part too. That was my part too. I love the 911 call. When she was looking, I was like, I got this little sick feeling in my stomach. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to get the girl. They're going to get her. They're going to put one of those bracelets on that little girl, on that woman. They're going to get her. Oh, look. Hi, Miranda. Miranda's here. Oh. I love it. Oh, and how creepy was the neighborhood?
Oh my.
Yeah, it's very...
I mean, homeowners associations are one of my biggest pet peeves. I always get a letter from the homeowner association. I don't know why, but I always get one. But holy crud monsters. I mean, you can only go, in the book, you can only go to the store or park with your approved neighbor friend.
It was very like, what was that Hulu show? Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah.
It had very Handmaid's Tale vibes. Very creepy.
It was very creepy. And then they ratted on each other. Like, one woman, got beat to death because her neighbor ratted on her. And it reminded me of the women in France who befriended the Nazis when the Nazis invaded France. And then after, the Nazis were kicked out, they had their heads shaved by the community once France was liberated. And while listening to the book, I was like, oh, you women, it's going to bite you in the butt once those women get free from their husbands and those ankle bracelets. Yeah, that was pretty dark. But it really shows you when someone has power that their true character comes through. I thought that Nora really showed that in this book. And then the shocker anklets on the kids.
Oh, that was so heartbreaking.
Oh my God. When the little girl, and the narrator did a really good voice on the little girl. When she was like, I don't like it. Oh, I was like, oh my God. To keep the moms in line and the kids in line, some of the husbands put shock bracelets on their ankles. I think it was on their ankles, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, if you put a shocker thing on me or one of my kids, you better sleep with your eyes open, because that is sick, sick, sick. I would have hurt that man way before then. Did you have a favorite part? Not one that really made your heart beat, but a favorite part?
I kind of had a favorite theme. The theme that I connected to the most was, you kind of mentioned it earlier, where a lot of these people had gone through significant abuse. And then and it was like, you want to feel sorry for them, but not at the same time, because they did awful things. And it came up when they were talking about both Gwen and Miriam, I believe at the end, that both of them had a choice. And so it was like, when she was 16 and this horrible thing happened to her, she didn't have a choice. When she was a child, she didn't have a choice, but as an adult, she did. And just kind of the complexity of that, because you do want to feel sorry for them. And the idea of choices was really, that was really what kind of got me.
That was a good one, Dwana. That was a good one. I loved it when they took down the evil cult. Yes. I was like, go, girl, go. FBI's in there. I think that's why I like to write, is because I can see everything in my head. I can see the lights on the grass and them being, like 15 meters, or was it 15 feet or 15 meters? I don't remember. You could only go 15. 1 inch over and all the alarms would go off. So, yeah. You have to read one, Miranda. You really do. It's really good. Yes, ankle bracelets. What the heck, right, Lace? Shock bracelets. Yeah, I think we'd have something to say about that. Let's talk about the difference between JD Robb in the In Death series and a Nora Roberts book.
So, like I said, this was my favorite, or my first one. So, you guys are the experts on.
Casey,
I can't take
Nora.
the JD Robbs. They're too dark for me. I like the Nora Roberts one. I like the romance and the happiness of those. In order to get to the conclusion, it's harder in the JD Robbs. At least for my taste.
Show your favorite ones, because she
These
does
ones
have
are my
her
favorites.
favorites.
I like the McGregor brides and the McGregor grooms.
That's one of the things I really love about Nora Roberts. I love the fact that my mom read the books, and I could talk to my mom. Mom, did you read this part? And then Casey would read the book, and I could talk to her about that. Lacey says Nora Roberts books are so sweet, and JD Robb is intense. Yes, she is. But I was thinking about this, and I thought, that there are some Nora Roberts books. I think Nora might be getting a little more intense as she ages, because there's that one book, and at first I couldn't think of the name. I had to look it up. Where the woman is held by a man, and she was stolen at 18, I think it was, and they don't find her for like 10 years. She's kept in I want to say it was a room, not a basement. Maybe it was a basement, but she's raped, and she has a son before she finally gets free, and her son becomes an adult, and then he starts abusing her too. So I guess it was she was held for 18 years, and the book's name was Come Sundown, and so that was pretty dark, and that's under Nora Roberts's the pen name Nora Roberts. Or there's that little girl who discovered that her dad kept a woman in an underground cellar. That was a really good one. If you haven't read The Obsession, that was really good. She actually frees this woman, and then I'm not going to tell you any more on that book, but if you pick up The Obsession, that was really good. Miranda says Mom is watching with me. Oh, isn't that sweet? Hey, Mom! But I tell you, Nora goes deep. She really does, and she's going deeper and deeper. I love the Bride Quartet series, the Key trilogy. I love that one. Those are two of my absolute favorites. I've read and reread them, and there's that one where the fire burned down the family pizza joint, the Blue Smoke one. I know you haven't read that one, but that one was really good because I like it when Nora does. And I guess I kind of copied this because you learn what you're surprised how much you catch. More is caught than taught. That's the phrase. In reading Nora Roberts' books, growing as a reader, I think as an author I might have copied that in my Visions of Emerald, because the first chapter in my Visions of Emerald, in my Twin Springs trilogy, I start with them as children. And Nora did that in the Blue Smoke and in the other one. What was the other one? The Obsession. But in Blue Smoke, it starts out where the fire, and she has a relationship with the fire investigator, and then she becomes a fire investigator herself. So she took the wound of having her family having lost their livelihood and turned it into her life's purpose. But I'll tell you, Nora can write anything. That woman, hats off to you, Nora Roberts. I love you. You can write anything. Let me read some beautifully written things by JD Robb. Her first line in the book is, "Paperwork can kill." Great line. Love it. For me, it would be, "Bill paying can kill." I just would have to do it that way. And then Rourke tells Eve, "You move like smoke with nerves of steel and unshakable focus." And I love it. I like how she did, "You move like smoke with nerves of steel." There's alliteration in it, the S, the S, the S, the repeat of smoke and smoke. I know, I get really into the words. And then this one, Fiona will, no, he makes me use this name, but I'm Fiona Vassar, and he says I'm his breeding wife. Creepy, 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 creepy. And then one of the policemen's reporting to Eve, during the big takedown, he goes, "Big man," the uniform snarled. "He had a stunner and hit my partner with a stream. Then he grabbed his own kid, 8 years old, and tried to use the kid as a shield. Kid gave him the shiner." I love that. Kid gave him the shiner. But we're going to give away books. What I'm going to do is, because I'm having problems with figuring out the stream and everything, and I have to admit, Stevers is putting in a stove downstairs, so I don't have him to write down the names on the little pieces of paper. But I'm going to give away some books, and I'm going to pull them out of everyone who attended today, and then I'll personal message you to get your address so I can mail them to you. Last week we had Miranda that won.
Yes.
And who was our other winner?
We had Brittany.
Brittany, that's who it was. Yes. And then we'll do that, and I'll give away some of my books. And then if you prefer audio, I'm willing to give away an audiobook this time. And I only get so many audiobook credits, so that I'm like really, really special to do that. But our next Spill the Tea is May 15th at 2 p.m. I hope you guys had a good time. I did bring tea this time. I just keep forgetting to drink it.
Awesome.
And we're doing Lisa Gardner. And that's May 15th at 2 p.m. And I am really excited about Lisa Gardner, and one of the reasons I'm so excited about her, not only is she a phenomenal author, but and I've been, as you guys know, during COVID, one of the things I did is I went back to school as an author, and I started taking more classes and sharpened my pen so that I could be a better author and a better writer. And a lot of the way Lisa Gardner writes, she uses the things that I've learned. So I'm really excited to pull out pieces of her book and show them to you. And I've already read one of her books. This will be my second read of hers, and she's phenomenal. And she also did I did meet her in person one time. She did a oh goodness, it's called Casey. What was that when I go down and they let you shoot and ride in the police cars? What was that training that I went to? It's an author training.
You have a t-shirt.
Yes.
It's a pencil that morphs into the gun.
Yes. Oh, you guys, I'll put it in the chat later. It will come to me in a minute. But she was one of the guest speakers there. And Writers Police Academy, that's what it is. It's called Writers Police Academy. And if you're an author and you can take it, it's Writers Police Academy, and they bring in officers, FBI, people that interrogate people and do all kinds of workshops. I got to do a crime scene. I got to clear a room.
So jealous.
It was really cool. It
sounded amazing.
It was really cool. So if you want, hey, I would do it as not an author because they call it MurderCon now. It's now called MurderCon, and I remember one time they brought the police cars in. It's night and all the blue lights are going, and they have a person out there and they're like, get down on the ground, get down there, and they're showing you how they're supposed to do it. And this guy's teaching as they're doing it. You know, keep the car door open, keep something between you and him, and it's great. We practiced. Remember when we practiced trying to get out of the zip ties?
Oh yes.
Yes. We did that in my living room. We practiced trying to get out of zip ties. I will admit, I couldn't do it, but you two could. I would be zip tied forever. But yeah, we did do that. So okay, I totally digress. But thank you everyone for joining me. Join us next time, May 15th, for Spill the Tea. And we're doing Before She Dies by Lisa Gardner. As always, you'll find me writing on the porch. Bye for now. Hugs, everybody. Bye-bye. I have to figure out how to turn it off.